As the US increases duties on Canadian softwood lumber, Prime Minister Mark Carney has recently announced a range of support for Canada's forestry sector. The measures include $700 million in loan guarantees and $500 million in long-term investments to help companies diversify export markets, innovate new wood products, and boost domestic processing. The federal government will also launch the Build Canada Homes program to boost affordable housing construction using Canadian technology, labour and lumber, alongside a training scheme to upskill and reskill workers. Today, we speak to Bruce St. John, President of Canada Wood, to understand how these measures could help stabilise the industry amid rising tariffs pressures. Hi Bruce, thank you for joining us today. Let us begin with the major news in the industry. What are your thoughts on Prime Minister Mark Carney's approach to strengthening Canada's softwood lumber sector through investment in domestic production and expertise? In your view, how might these measures make the industry more competitive?
Well, from our perspective, we're looking more on the market diversification piece. And of course, we're very happy about the opportunity and the potential new funding for market diversification. We've been promoting forest products from Canada for over 20 years. And this funding's going to help us in the work and take advantage of the opportunities that we've identified. The priorities to diversify products into other markets and also into segments within our existing markets. And by doing that, we create a more stable foundation for the industry to work from. This isn't just for the offshore, though, diversification. It's also diversification within Canada as well, working in terms of building more homes and working on projects like mass timber and other opportunities within Canada as well.
As Canada seeks to diversify exports of its wood products, which international markets do you see offering the greatest opportunities? How is the industry managing the balance between growth and sustainable forest management?
Our focus is on the markets that offer the greatest opportunity to increase value and volume. Our traditional markets are Korea, China, and Japan. And with each of those, the opportunity to diversify, it's all different with each of the markets. We look at new segments within the markets and look to diversify, continuing to support the historical markets, but also looking on new markets and new segments within each of the markets. At the same time, we're looking at existing markets like India, Vietnam, on the furniture segment as an example, and they have unique needs compared to the construction market as an example. And we're also looking back to some of our traditional markets that we've been at in the past and seeing where the opportunity is for us to re-enter into the market in a larger scale and applying Canadian products and seeing where it works for them from building solutions. In terms of sustainability, Canada always puts sustainability right at the very front. As of 2021, we have 36% of the world's forest certification. And so I think that's a strong message to send out in terms of how much of a priority it is for us.
In your view, how might the new measures outlined affect Canada's relationship with US trade partners in the softwood lumber industry? Do you think these efforts signal a strategic shift away from reliance on the US market?
Well, Canada is located on the US border, and the US lumber market is the largest lumber market in the world. So from the Canadian perspective, you have the ability to truck, you have rail, so you have the transportation logistics, which makes sense. And Canada produces what the US market needs and what naturally Canada produces. So it's a very strong relationship between the two countries. With that being said, you obviously want to diversify and not be too dependent on one market. That's no disrespect to the US. Obviously, it's very important to us and we want to continue to ship to the US, but we want to diversify. But that's just really good business. And that's a good business practice that you want to do with any company, with any business. So any product, you don't want to be too dependent on one market. So we're looking to diversify, but we still have a strong relationship with the US.
How do you expect these measures to translate into actions for Canada Wood, and what areas will be a priority for the organization going forward?
Yeah, as I said, we want to pursue markets that offer the highest volume opportunities and the highest value. We want to help markets increase wood construction and collaborate on new building codes and business systems. We're fortunate Canada's been recognized as leaders in wood construction, and so we've had success in the past, and we want to continue this in the future. We also have abundant hardwood in Eastern Canada, and we have really diverse softwood species, Western red cedar, yellow cedar, SPF, Douglas fir, and hemlock as well. So we've got a large basket of products to be able to offer into the offshore markets.
What challenges do you foresee as these measures are implemented? Are there structural gaps such as workforce, infrastructure, or regulation that could slow the transformation?
Yeah, there's a global oversupply of lumber, and so therefore the competition is fierce, and we need to ensure we have the right product for the right application. Many countries are behind on building codes and understanding the correct way to construct with wood, and it's our role to help them, and hopefully they'll use Canadian lumber when they construct buildings. Canada's been using wood construction from the very beginning, and we take wood construction for granted, whereas from other jurisdictions it's foreign. So we like to ensure that when the code's in place, we work with collaboratively with builders to ensure that when the project's done, it's done right, and they don't have issues in the future. So what we're really trying to do is make sure that we offer the right building system with Canadian products. We assist them in terms of the construction or the design, and then we make sure that when the project's completed, that it's done properly. And so if you have issues in terms of the construction methodology or the way that it's built, then it comes back and impacts wood construction, and we really don't want to see that. So we want to make sure everyone's successful in the projects that we work with.
Thank you, Bruce, for sharing your insights. We really appreciate your time. The US trade tension remains fluid, creating uncertainty across many industries. Canada is taking steps to future-proof its softwood lumber sector, investing in innovation, domestic capacity, and workforce development. We will continue to follow these developments closely and bring you the latest updates on Panels and Furniture Asia.